What's going on, everybody? It's Steve. We're here with playoffs round 1. We're playing Goose. So originally I was going to pick Braff, however the week shook out such that Braff was actually in first place in that division. Because Braff won, Goose lost, and I don't like picking first overall if I have the first overall pick. Because I feel like you've earned that number 1 spot. You should be able to make your selection. I also said in my last video that I didn't want to pick any Australians. That is because of me, not because of them. Keith and Cass have been great to schedule with. I'm sure Electric would be as well. I just don't have a lot of free time on Australian time. I like to spend the time I have with my family, not playing Pokemon. I wanted to avoid Australia, then it became between Goose and Weasley. If I lose to Goose, I get to keep watching more Goose videos, baby. Let's go. So I picked Goose. Weasley, make some content, and I would have picked you. So, Goose's team. Stonjourner, Pyroar, Unpheasant, Electrode, Grookey, Poliwrath, Mr. Mime, Galar, Cacturn, Paris, Swirlix, and Honedge. Those last two I do not expect to come. I don't think they do much of anything into my team. Like a Swirlix could do like unburdened speed control. Don't really care. My team is so physically bulky. I also don't care about Honedge. Ghost, I guess is good against Calyrex. Steel, I guess is good against Crabominable. I don't really think either of those are requirements here. I mainly would expect the top 4 plus Poliwrath and Mime Galar. Mime Galar definitely comes. It's your only Trick Room setter. Also a good Fake Out Mon. Freeze Dry is quite good into my team. Pyroar just for strong, fast special attacks. Fire mainly, but also normal is quite good because I don't have a Steel type and I only have Carkol. Stonjourner, my team is largely weak to Rock, but also Power Spot is a busted ability. Poliwrath, I would mainly be afraid of either a Swift Swim or a Bulk Up or even a Belly Drum set. Electrode is just the best Trick Room deterrent that you have. Oh, Pyroar also has Roar, one of only 2 phasing moves. You got Roar and you got Circle Throw on Poliwrath. Electrode with Covert Cloak and Taunt is basically guaranteed. This is not the Grass Electrode, so I cannot OHKO it with Triple Axle with a Scarf. And then Unpheasant to get up. Tailwind. I am worried about Paris. Paris is a good Trick Room deterrent with Spore and Rage Powder. Obviously, my Trick Room setter is a Grass type, so I don't have to worry about Spore. However, Leech Life is a 4x super effective move into Calyrex. Grookey, just for Fake Out. Maybe you want to do some crazy grass stuff with Cacturn, Grass Glide combo. But mainly I'm worried about those top 4. Mime Galar, Poliwrath, and Paris. So, let us get into what I am bringing in just a second. Let's see if this shows up. Correct, good. Already a little bit of spoiler. Here is the main thing. In Goose's team builder, last week against Sukaba, he talked about how Iron Defense Body Press is really good into his team. And I agreed, so I originally started building this with Iron Defense Body Press Turtonator. It's incredibly physically bulky, and good Iron Defense user, good Body Press user, and it can't be hit by critical hits, so I don't have to worry about Unpheasant. But then I did some Outrage calcs. Your resists are just that Swirlix and that Honedge I don't care about, and who also get hit by Iron Head and Heat Crash. And Terra Dragon Outrage can OHKO everything with a reasonable bulk, except for the Stonjourner, and potentially the Poliwrath, depending on what your set is. You'd have to be incredibly bulky. So my goal here is to just click Terra Dragon Outrage with Turtonator and win the game. Heat Crash and Iron Head are there for coverage, and Dragon Claw if it's endgame. I don't want to get stuck in Outrage because of the confusion chains. How am I getting that set up? Primarily is with the Calyrex. Did I want Terrifier? I did want Terrifier. So Trick Room, obviously. Really high defense. This is to live a Brave Bird from an Adamant unboosted Unpheasant Brave Bird. And then we'll live anything else. The special defense means I live an unboosted Overheat from a Pyroar, so no Charcoal, no whatever. And then if it is some sort of boosting item, I have Terra Fire. Basically nothing is going to take me down. Maybe Overheat plus Liquidation or Rock Slide double up. But I have Fake Out for that. Spoilers. Pollen Puff is primarily there to help out my Turtonator and my Sandaconda. And Psychic is coverage. Safeguard for potentially Will-O-Wisps from Pyroar or just random burns, but mainly for Spore from the Paris. We will lead that with Fake Out, Thunderwave, Encore, and Return. Lopunny, your main ways, and let me switch this song real quick. There we go. Your main ways of getting around Trick Room would be Taunt, which I'm covered with the Mental Herb on the Calyrex. Or you have Circle Throw from Poliwrath, of which I have Fake Out. And then if you are Covert Cloak on your Poliwrath or Terra Ghost, I just am not too concerned about that. Or you have Roar Pyroar, or Fake Out on Mr. Mime. And if you Fake Out with your Mr. Mime, I can Encore you into that. If you Roar with your Pyroar, I can Encore you into that. Maybe. That would get tricky because Pyroar should be faster than a Lopunny. But that's what Thunderwave is for. Thunderwave is also good support here for my quote-unquote fast mode, which is actually just a slow mode in disguise. It is my Sandaconda. And then Return just for chip. Terra Fairy for fighting moves. Sandaconda! Just basically max bulk a little bit into attack. This little bit of attack guarantees that I OHKO a reasonable Electrode. That's 228 HP EVs. And then max special attack modest with the rest in speed, because that's all you need, just like what I thought Cass was going to bring with her Electrode, and she did bring. And then it's just the same moves as it is every time. High Horsepower and Stone Edge, Shed Skin for burns or sleeps if I don't get Safeguard up yet, Terra Dragon for the water and fire moves, and Grass, I suppose, if you do bring the Grass mode. This is not terribly good against Mr. Mime, but if I paralyze Mr. Mime or get it encored, +1 Stone Edge should take out unless you're like max bulk. So fast mode ideally is just Lopunny plus Sandaconda, and then if I get Thunder Waves up, that's good. If not, Calyrex comes in, clicks Trick Room, and then I have my Turtonator, or this Crabominable. Ice plus Fighting hits the team perfectly, so I just have Ice Punch, Drain Punch, and Close Combat. That is actually not true. I do not hit the Hone Edge, but Turtonator and Sandaconda should have that covered. Terra Fairy, once again, leaves me only weak to Poison and Steel, so again, really discounting the Hone Edge here. But this should be a pretty good defensive Terra. Safety Goggles for that Spore, and the Rage Powder, primarily the Rage Powder, because I want to just be able to click moves into the slot that is not Paris. So this will primarily come if there is a Paris mode, and if there is not a Paris mode, we have Turtonator instead. Slow mode, Lopunny, Calyrex, Turtonator, Crabominable. Very simple. I can freely switch Lopunny into a Paris Spore, and keep going from there. Which leaves slot number 6. What am I worried about? Poliwrath. As I mentioned, Belly Drum or Bulk Up plus Swift Swim or Water Absorb, either way, could be threatening. That's why I've got Terra Ghost Lilleep. Terra Ghost Lilleep will ignore any fighting moves, and water moves will not be able to hit it because of the ability Storm Drain. The moves Ancient Power, Grass Knot, have pretty good coverage. Will hit, once again, everything except for that Hone Edge. Infestation is good enough to get me some residual damage. It does, I think, an 8th or a 12th per turn, which the Leap is incredibly bulky. It should hopefully be able to survive that long with some chip from Ancient Power and Grass Knot. Grass Knot, with absolutely zero investment, could OHKO a Stonjourner and 2-hit KO a Poliwrath. So this is also both my best answer into those two mons, which is amazing. This does not come unless Poliwrath is a huge issue. Hopefully. Now, Storm Drain is very good against this Poliwrath because I have Sandaconda, I have Terra Fire, Calyrex, and potentially into the Turtonator as well. But Probably does not come unless I have a major Poliwrath problem, and should hopefully deter when he sees Terra Ghost Lilip. He should be deterred from running this Poliwrath. If it is Belly Drum, it probably just runs Stab, Liquidation, Drain Punch. That is my hope, anyway. Good luck to Goose, good friend of the channel, and let's have some fun. Alright, we are here, we're playing Goose. What do you got, Goose? Stonjourner, Pyro, Electrode, Unpheasant, Mr. Mime, and Poliwrath. Was Unpheasant the one I was worried about? I feel like something is not right here, but I don't remember. I know I said I was expecting the top 4, plus Poliwrath and something else. Mr. Mime. Was Unpheasant part of that top 4? I don't remember. That was like a week ago I made the intro. Okay. So, what was my plan? Do I want fast mode or slow mode? I think I want fake out. Wait, Terra's. Okay. Terra Ghost is interesting on Electrode. That implies to me that it is not Covert Cloak. Terra Ground is expected, so we got that Terra Ground, Terra Blast, probably. Fairy Terra makes sense. I would like to just do the coil stuff and have you in the back. And based on these Terras, who is better? Turtonator's probably better, because we have the one Terra Fairy, who hopefully we will deal with that with special moves from Calyrex, Electrode, and Unpheasant. Okay. I fully expect this to be Covert Cloak, because it is not Terra Ghost. So I'm actually just going to Thunder Wave off the bat and click Coil. And if you protect, then I'm going to assume that you are not. I'm limber, so I can't be paralyzed. I could be taunted, which would kind of suck. Taunt could also go into my Sandaconda. Either of these could have Taunt, I think, actually. Other than Taunt, I'm not too worried about what Electrode is doing. So maybe I should coil or fake out into Electrode. I like getting the Thunder Wave off, though. Just Helping Hand. Okay. Well, I get a coil. And sure. Let's get in you. Calyrex is not Covert Cloak, yeah. I think it is Trick Room, and I think a Stone Edge into that slot. Just to make sure it is gone. I could Psychic that slot and just High Horsepower here as well. Because Psychic, maybe not. I think this is safer. Not even a crit, so maybe that's just Choice Band. Taunt, I am Mental Herb, and there goes Unpheasant. So we are tied, and I'm in Trick Room. This Electrode obviously goes down to a High Horsepower, but it is not threatening either Mon here. It could have Signal Beam, but really, I just want to click Psychic into Stonjourner, and High Horsepower into Stonjourner. If your Terra Ghost Terra Blast, so be it. I just get in my Turtonator and I start clicking Outrage. And I guess if you're Signal Beam, you can take out Calyrex, but I really doubt that you have the investment for that with Helping Hand and Taunt. Probably an electric move. And maybe not Protect. Helping Hand got around the fake out though, so that's pretty interesting. Yep. Helping Hand, sure. What are you going? Helping Hand, Rock Slide. Okay. Going for flinches. Didn't get it. That's Assault Vest as heck. But high horsepower gets it. So I think just Psychic Electrode, just in case. Sure, keep clicking Helping Hand. A crit is not ideal, but I break through the flinch chance both times. Okay. And we got Pyro. Cool. I will continue only targeting that. With Psychic, and I should Terra Dragon at this point. Just so I don't tank any unnecessary fire damage. Maybe Psychic plus high horsepower doesn't get this kill. Okay. Alright. Double Protect, maybe? Sandaconda always coming through. Yeah, he's just spamming moves to get to the next game. Oh, I find out you're not Sash, so that's interesting. And let's just do it again. Do you just not have moves, maybe? Just GG. Okay. Nice. So that went pretty well. Sandaconda literally took no damage by the end. So I'm inclined to just do the same thing. And you're gonna what, lead fake out Mr. Mime? And actually, who's faster on that Brave Bird? Oh, it's because I Thunder Waved, yeah. There's nothing stopping me. If you lead Mr. Mime, I can just fake out Coil, and then Encore Mime into whatever it's doing. Do I not have nicknames? What's wrong with me? Yeah, I did. Okay. They're just not showing up here. I don't think I ever paid that much attention to that. I was just very worried that my recording hadn't updated with the graphic, but it's just the next team preview. I switched over to Streamlabs. I was like, oh no, it's still the same image. So hopefully it wasn't. It's possible this Electrode has no moves. We just saw Rock Slide, Brave Bird. We saw no items, which is kind of crappy. We do know Taunt on Electrode. Terra Ghost. Surely that has the Sash, though, right? If it's not on Pyro, it must be on the Electrode. Which explains the Terra Ghost. What do we have this time? Mime? Yep, okay. This is kind of what I was expecting. So I am going to try a fake out. I am assuming that this is Covert Cloak, but I can still get off coil, and hopefully you are Eviolite, not some sort of big damage item. And hopefully you click fake out. And actually, I mean, I can just fake out Mime and coil, right? That is free. Unless Mime is Covert Cloak. Mime is Terra Ghost. Let's learn some stuff here. Ally switch, Tailwind. Okay. This is A-okay by me. I'm just gonna Thunder Wave and protect. That will allow. That won't allow anything, actually. Yeah, so Unpheasant is Covert Cloak, so I don't really think I care about what it's doing then. Let me double into this Mime. Sandaconda should live, barring a crit from Unpheasant, particularly since it is Covert Cloak. I'm not too worried about its damage, because Super Luck, it's really just a +1 stage. Which, yeah, Freeze Dry, I tank. Brave Bird, I still tank. This double up should get it. Yep, okay. Now Goose is a smart player. Goose sees leftovers. Goose, I think, will assume I am going to protect my Sandaconda here. There's the Poliwrath. So I am instead just going to Terra Dragon and Stone Edge, the Unpheasant. No, because he can very safely just attack the Lopunny. Yeah. Is there a world where I just let them both go down? Terra Fairy, Thunder Wave, and Protect. Seems like a play, because you fighting move into Lopunny. Vacuum Wave, okay. Okay, sweet. I did get it. Now I can Encore you into that. And I should live Brave Bird. 33, 36, could be a roll. Let's try it out. You're Encored into Vacuum Wave, maybe then? Oh, he's fully paralyzed anyway. I live on one. Sandaconda is the absolute goat. And now you're locked into Vacuum Wave. And you're Thunder Waved. That being said, this is not a good place for Sandaconda to be in. So I'm actually going to Thunderwave Stonejourner, because I don't want to die to Life Orb Vacuum Wave. And I'm going to Protect. Yeah. Now, that's... honestly, it might still get me. But I think I am okay now that you are Thunderwaved, because Calyrex should be able to take out Poliwrath with a Psychic. That does get me. Okay. I get a little bit of chip here onto Poliwrath. Single target Rock Slide hurts, but you are still Encored. Let's get a little bit of chip here. Let's get a Psychic into Poliwrath. Calyrex should have this into the Paralyzed Stonejourner. Has he Terra'd? No. Well, given that, you're Terra Fighting. Okay, that does nothing. Terra Fairy Stonge. Okay, extra chip. That full para doesn't matter. Goodbye, Poliwrath. Full para, excellent. We get some even more chip. And honestly, I could Pollen Puff. And I think I might want to. Because that keeps both alive for a little bit. Yep. Nice. Now I get 2 more turns to return and Psychic. And full parrot again. Paralysis is busted. And Lopunny with another kill. Lopunny, Sandaconda, absolute goats. Unfortunately, we lose Goose content. But we get to keep going with my content. I have no idea who I'm going to pick, because I don't think any of the games have happened yet on our side. GG's to Goose. Sandaconda is just too hard to break. The incredibly clutch 1% live, so it could take out Unpheasant. If that didn't happen, I had already used my Terra on Lopunny. I'm probably losing that game. We will see you next week. Peace.